Hello, Brigadiers and Brigadettes and hockey fans alike. This is your captain speaking. Welcome to my channel. Now let's jump into some hockey content. Hello everybody, we are continuing on and actually finishing out our series of the team previews for the 31 NHL teams, and obviously we are finishing out with the Winnipeg Jets because we went in alphabetical order. I will be doing this series next year, obviously, in next off-season. Actually, by that point, we'll have 32 teams because Seattle will be coming into the league. So with that being said, we will do that next year. And then also, I just wanted to thank you again for your support. We are actually at 95 subscribers at the time of recording this. Again, I'm going to be with family, so I won't be able... These will be pre-recorded a little bit. This is recorded the 10th. It'll be coming out the 12th. So with that being said, we're just going to jump right on into the next question. Or the first question, excuse me. The first question will be, will Patrik Laine get traded? Patrik Laine rumors have been going on for about 2 years now, and every time it looks like the rumors die down, they get sparked back up again, unfortunately for Jets fans. Laine was selected second overall in the 2016 draft and has been a major piece of the Jets since his rookie season. His career stats in 4 seasons are very impressive so far. 138 goals, 109 assists, 247 points, and 305 games played, good for 0.81 points per game. Laine is definitely known for being a goal scorer, but last year he showed he can be more than that by tallying 35 assists this past season, which was a career high for him. It was also a shortened season, so he probably would have ended up hitting about 40 assists on the year. Laine is obviously not known to be the best player defensively or really skilled defensively at all, but if he could just, add more playmaking to his game, that would be huge. Obviously he's a goal scorer, but if he chipped in 40, 45 assists a season, that would really up his value. The only problem is, who's going to get the value? Laine apparently doesn't like his role, feels like he should be on the first line, feels like he should be on the first power play unit. I've got nothing against Laine, but I will say that, great players, they make sacrifices for their team, and really this isn't even a sacrifice. You're playing on the second line, so I don't understand what the frustration with all this is. A great example of a great great player or players making a sacrifice is a few years back when the Blackhawks were competitive. Coach Quenneville actually split up Kane and Taves for an extended period of time. Both players didn't complain. They said, obviously, we like to play together, but at the end of the day, we will do whatever we have to do in order to make this team competitive and to get this team on the right track and, winning important games. That's the kind of thing you need to do. Those are some big name guys as well, and one of them ended up playing on the second line. They didn't complain. That's just something that I think is going to have to change regardless of where he goes. I don't think Laine will be in Winnipeg much longer, and if they get off to a slow start, I think they'll try to get rid of this headache because this is just a nightmare. Hopefully for them, Laine can play well, and they could get even more from another team if they do a trade, because I think it's pretty much set in stone that it's going to happen. And then the second question is, will Paul Maurice be the coach by the end of the season? The Jets are one of the more talented teams in the league when it comes to their forward group, and in net they have Hellebuck, but they've been underachieving, and I think everybody knows that. Maurice is a good head coach. I personally would back him up, and he's brought stability to Winnipeg as his 7 years have been fairly successful with 3 playoff appearances, and then they made it to the qualifying round last year. But they aren't getting results. They, went on their magical run in 2018 against the Vegas Golden Knights. They lost in the conference finals in 5 games, I believe. And it really just showed that, they weren't in Vegas's level. At the time, I, along with a bunch of other people, I think we viewed it as this team is a young team on the rise. And I'm not really sold on that anymore. I'm not afraid to admit that. I look at this team, and it's not the young team that was exciting from 2 years ago. It is a team that I don't really have a lot of faith in the playoffs. Following the conference finals, they lost in the first round to the Blues, and then they got eliminated in the qualifying round by the Flames. Well, I will say there is hope for Jets fans. I do understand they lost to the champions in 2019. The Blues were just on a tear, so I will defend that. And then when they lost to the Flames, they obviously lost Laine and Scheifele to injuries in Game 1. So, while that is concerning that they lost so early in the playoffs, I mean, I don't want to say an excuse is losing to the champion, but you did lose to the team that won it all. And then, you dealt with injuries to some key players, 2 of your top 6 forwards. So this year is probably the final year in my eyes that they can change this narrative, at least for myself. But if they don't make the playoffs or they get beat in the first round, then I think they should maybe not rebuild or anything like that, but maybe, sit back and say, what is the best route for this franchise? Because we're not going anywhere, especially the past 3 years. Maurice's got his hands full, and if this team gets off to a rough start, he and Laine will probably be out of the city faster than many people would expect. And their magical 2018 run, would be in the backhand mirror, the rearview mirror, and it would be, a shame, honestly, because I think Maurice is a great coach. I think this is a great team, and I think Hellebuyck, if they do end up keeping Maurice, Hellebuyck will probably save Maurice's job just because the blue line is meh, and this team is just so offensive-minded. They probably should focus a little bit more on defense. Now, that actually segues into our third and final question, which is, can the blue line help Hellebuyck at all? There seems to be a narrative that the Jets' defense was better than last season, but I can assure you it was just great goaltending by Connor Hellebuyck. Hellebuyck was second in goals saved above average. That, is just a mark. They say this is what an average goalie would save. These are the goals saved above average compared to our average goalie. The only person he was behind was Tuukka Rask, so you can see that that's obviously great competition. And then he also was 16th in high danger goals saved above average. And while obviously that's a dip from 2nd to 16th, in this category he also faced the highest high danger goals against average. It was just a lot of high danger opportunities for the Jets to be giving up. Those are both important because he also faced the most high danger shots. So, he's just under duress and barrage all night. The team, especially the blue line, didn't help him out. It wasn't everything, it wasn't the whole blue line. But I do get, again, I always say this, it's not always just on the defenseman. This is a two-way game, and a lot of these players don't play two ways. So you're going to have to buy in. But the Jets were second worst for high danger chances against, fifth worst for shots against, and 10th worst for scoring chances against. I mean, that's just not something you want to do if you consistently want to be a good contending team. Again, while I do think this is a bigger team issue, the defensemen probably should end up focusing more on preventing odd man rushes, things like that. Maybe not pinching a play here or there, because the team cannot rely on Hellebuyck to save anything. Or, not anything, everything. He saves a lot. But at the end of the day, I just want to say, what if he got hurt? What if he was out for the season? I think that would really expose how brutal this team is constructed defensively. So I don't think it's as good as everybody has made it out to be, that they rebounded. This is still a very bad team defensively. But anyway, let me know what you think. I had a great time doing this series. I cannot wait to do it next year, but I'm also excited to be able to start talking about games. Everybody, you have a great day, and you stay safe from COVID, all right? Goodbye, Brigadiers and Brigadettes, and hockey fans in general. This is your captain signing off. Have a great week.